yeah, start swinging your arms. So we're just turning waist. Oh yes, we better make a start as it's 10 o'clock. So I'll just show you from the side view. So we're just like this. So we turn the waist and sink the hips so the head can float up. So, I learned a couple of new things while I was away on a retreat. It was mostly learning about mindfulness and sitting there peacefully and stuff. It was great, really, really good. But one of the ladies teaching, she also does a lot of Qigong, so I think we'll just keep turning the waist. So imagine this bit around here, the lower back is just kind of melting. And this year of classes we're going to be working on the first third of the form, but we're doing it at a very leisurely pace. So we'll look at individual moves. What I'd like to do for the next couple of weeks is do footwork. So there's a lot of stepping in the form, and actually being able to move your feet is a good thing in terms for things like balance and improving balance. So we'll start from the ground up. So I had such a nice time. I wasn't very good at the sitting still bit, but they did moving, and you could walk. You could walk or standing, which I was all right at. The scenery was stunning. So in terms of scenery and wildlife, I was having I had to sneak off and get an all-day breakfast because it was all kind of very healthy vegetables and vegan food. So I went to the supermarket because I had to take my car to the garage because the brakes were going, and I thought, no, I need brakes. And so while I was waiting at the garage, I popped into the supermarket, I bought a load of cheese, and that was my bit of rebellion, but and then went quite happily eating all the. I mean, it was very well cooked food. It was really delicious, but I was sort of having to have cheese breaks in my car. Sorry, but. So I found a variation of the tree Qigong where they called it being a kelp, and I thought, so we'll have a go at that just because it's something new. And she's teaching, I think she's teaching an introduction to Qigong on Saturday, so what I might do is try and get in on that one. And, it's very, very good. It was cheese, yeah, cheese gong I was doing. It was, no, they're a very nice bunch. So there's people that, it used to be a convent next to the church, and then it got, all the nuns left in the 90s, and then all the Buddhists came in, and they're doing the same. Because I've met nuns and I've met monks from Christian things, and then I met some Buddhist ones, and they're all actually very similar. They, from whatever religion, they seem to spend the whole day being ethical and thinking kind thoughts and being nice, and it's brilliant. I thought I was very impressed. So I shall be going back next year and do the same retreat, because it's very good. It's a good way of starting the year, I think, because it's all, but it was hard. You'd think sitting still wasn't difficult, but it really is, because I move around a lot normally, so it's, but yeah, it was very good. But I'll come more prepared next time with a secret stash of fun foods. Well, it's about balance, isn't it? Have all the healthy food, then you have some bit of biscuit. It's fine. So, and then we'll do this, and then so little variation while I was there. Oh, watch out for your friends, no clashing, because the problem is this gets your arms nice and relaxed, and then they get a bit longer, you see, and then you end up bashing into somebody. But because of all the food they were eating, they were all on the sort of slender side of normal, so there was that, I suppose, but I don't know.
All the food they're not eating.
Don't shake out. So we just so there was a little variation they did on this turning exercise. Just thought I'd share. So you can do it like this, where you actually lift the heel. I'll show you from the back. You lift the heel, and then you can turn a bit more, but you stay within your body. So you're not leaning. You just turn, and that was one way of moving a bit more, which I've been practicing this one, because I've not done it. I've been doing Tai Chi since 95 was when I first started Tai Chi. I'd not done this one before, so I was like, oh, this is exciting. And then there's the other one, which I have done before, where you go on the foot and then you open this hip. So there was a hip opening one. So you feel this hip open and close, and then you just swing your arms around. This one, so that was 2 variations by doing different things with your feet. And then just see which one. So there's that one, there's that one, and then there's this one. And then the other one she did was you could actually turn a lot more if you wanted. She was really getting us to turn a lot more. So she's Jaya's half Chinese, and she actually did Tai Chi in China for a bit before she took up meditating. And she's mostly doing Qigong now, the health side of things. Yeah, so it's quite interesting. Yes, marvellous. So that's enough of that. Just have a little bit of a bounce. We'll do a bit of bouncing. So with the bouncing, what you want to do is you want to tune in to your whole body. So, and just notice any areas that might be a bit tight or, in need of. So, yeah, I'll be giving some new horrendous exercises from young Eli, but we'll maybe introduce those but they're very good. But I need to practice them a bit more anyway, before I unleash them on, you'll be pleased to know. But it was when he went, these are really good exercises for your legs, that I thought, oh no. And I was right, but they're good. I can feel, they are definitely But it gets very character building, but because I'm not quite good enough at them, it means I can't pass them on yet, so that was good, wasn't it? So, okay, and then a little bit of shaking. So, and you're lengthening up through the crown of the head and releasing through the spine. Okay, have a little, just kick, and you can shake your foot. You can just shake your foot. Shake your hands. You can have a little play around with balance. So you just. That one's from Eva actually. We do all sorts of straight. There we go. So yeah, the kelp exercise. I didn't quite understand what they were talking about, but they were saying that kelp, they've got a root bit that's stuck on a rock, and then you kind of so I thought, well, let's just give it a go, but I'm not quite sure. I'll have to send them an email and say, what were you talking about with this kelp thing? Because I was so relaxed, I couldn't really hear what they were saying by then. But you have your feet closer together, and then you just sort of move around, and you can, basically it's a bit like tree qigong, we'll compare it to tree qigong, and you move around, and you can go forwards and back, and then you can have your kelp. There's your kelp arms. You can have them not up high, or you can have it low, and you just sort of move around like you're what do they say? A big limp kelp in the water. And I thought, I'm not sure if I want to be a kelp actually, but let's just try it out anyway, because I paid money for this, and oh, sorry, I forgot. Oh, I forgot to let people in. Sorry about that. Pin. We're just being, for those of you that have arrived on Zoom, because I forgot to let the waiting room, we're being kelp. That's a good one. So, this is what, I went all the way to Devon to learn this, and you just sort of swing around. What are you doing? I'm getting in touch with my inner kelp. And there we go. And it's quite good, and you just basically mirror. It's like the sort of thing you'd have done when you were like 2, isn't it? You know, what are you doing? Like with my nieces, what are you doing? Oh, we're being kelp. I'm like, oh good, oh excellent, can I join in? You know, it's like that. But you just sort of move around, and the feet are close together because you're the kelp kind of its root. I don't think you're meant to take it literally, but you just sort of move around. And she said you can have a play around with the speed of the sea, so you can be moving around in a very slow sea, or you might want to, you know. But anyway, right, that's enough of that. So that was the kelp, and now we're into the tree. I quite like it because you can just, and then if anyone asks, I'm doing a high level qigong training. So tree qigong is like you're swaying, and then what you do is you basically make it up as you go along, and you just, this one I did with Eva, and you just move, and you're listening to your body, and any kind of tight bits you kind of have a little wiggle around. So this one also involves a weight shift, so you're shifting your weight. And you can go down, you can have a low branches, you can have a low branch and a high branch, you can do kind of twisting, matrix style moving. So that was the tree qigong, and we've got kelp. So there was a lot of plants involved in this. Marvellous. Fabulous. Okay. Very nice. Right, let's just do a bit of, we'll just do a very small warm up, do some qigong, and then look at stepping. I'd like to do, because there was a request last year, can we look at the form? And the answer is yes, of course we can. You know, especially, and I go in the other direction, because in the old days, I didn't teach the form, because one of the main teachers I was saying, oh, I don't teach the form to older people because it's too much for them to learn. And I thought, you know, back then, you just do what your teacher said. And then I started questioning that, because I thought, well, hang on a minute, because I could see people of all ages learning the form, and I thought, well, if you break it down, I'm sure anyone can learn anything. And then one of my training buddies, so then out of curiosity, I started teaching in Seoul, so now the most complicated form that I knew, just to see if they could do it or not. And then while I was doing that, I told my training buddy at the time, and he went, oh, you can't possibly teach that, they won't learn it at all, because, you know, and he started reading off some scientific stats that people over certain ages can't learn anything, and I was like, and I got so angry, I told my so-and-lot, and they went, right, we're learning it, and they actually, so it was largely nonsense. I mean, in my experiential view, and from people find learning the form difficult at all ages, and therefore can learn the form at all ages. You know, it's not, you just have to be a bit patient, but that's it. And you can just, like this, like that. Okay, let's do this one. So we're just doing this one, so you go like that. There's nothing wrong with challenging yourselves to learn something a bit complicated either. It's actually a very good thing, because anything that's challenging works your brain. Even if you can't do the form at all, the actual act of working the brain improves your cognitive function. So, yeah, it's all good stuff. And the person who said all that, older people can't learn anything, is now pushing 60 odd, and he's still learning new things. So he was definitely talking nonsense. It was just like, no. And I'm certainly not going to write somebody off because of any reason, really. You never know. Oh, that's so nice. And then we'll just do this one. So you stretch the Swan and Master Zedongs, and then stretch. Nice. So I'm very glad Leslie could teach last week, but I will be doing this retreat again next year, because I thought, yeah, I learned so much useful things on it. Even if it meant I had to go and sneak off and have cheese and eggs and things. Roast chicken. That's very nice. It's alright, they can meditate about me afterwards, it's fine. So one more time. And then I'll be better behaved next year. Because you were offered to hand your phone in for the week, but no. Well, I had to go and take the car and get its brakes fixed at the garage, so I needed the phone for the sat-nav. That was my excuse anyway. And also I needed to have a sneaky chat with my other half. So it was like, he wasn't gonna, I don't wanna, so it was all fine. Yeah, I'm just a bit of a rebel. And then the other way. But yeah, they were all really nice, and it was all in silence as well, which was fine too, because I don't really, when I'm not teaching classes, I don't actually, yeah, I'm on my own quite a bit, so, oh, that's good, and then, and due to popular request from Eva, who's, I think she's just come back from Morocco, or is on her last week in Morocco. How awful. Doing Tai Chi in Morocco, sort of up to 10 hours a day, but eating really lovely, yummy Moroccan food. There we go. So we're going to have to do some squats. So we'll start with a half squat, and we'll do it with the monkey king, and then come up. So you can start with a half squat, and you can just stay with that if you want. But if you want a bit of a challenge, but make sure your knees are in line with the toes, you can go all the way down, and then come up. And then you can also do it with an arm movement, where you go all the way down like that, and then you come up, and you can go up on tippy toes, and we'll just do a few of these. Now when I do this sort of thing with Eli, he does at least 15, but we're not. You can do that at home if you're feeling enthused. And also we won't do 15 because I'd like you all to come back next week. And but you can feel it murdering your legs. Marvellous. And just fabulous. And then we can go in the other direction, so you come up like that, and you come down, and then you come up. But Eva says, do squats, and she's one of my teachers, and she's very, very good at push hands, and very good at, you kind of have to do what she says really. One more time, marvellous, right, that's, gosh, that was character building, wasn't it? You feel, dear oh dear, really. So, let's just stretch, do a little stretch there. So after doing that, it's good to stretch the muscles out a bit afterwards. So you can like this, or if you want an extra special stretch, you can lift your toes up. Oh, I'm going to do the one with the toes up on that side. Oh gosh. Yeah. But so I've been listening to this very interesting podcast about let's go back to this one, the importance of getting proper sleep. So if anyone's interested in it, send me an email and I'll send you the link, because it's quite long, so just listen to it in chunks. But it absolutely is this professor who's spent, I mean this was from 2020, but he spent 20 years studying sleep. And actually, because this time of year people are all talking about, well, we've got to lose some weight. And actually, if you get a decent night's sleep, it fixes so many things you can actually, they did studies, and people that exercise but sleep properly lose more weight than people that just do exercise. So I will, yeah, it was amazing. I was listening to it in the car on the way back from Devon and thought, wow, just there we go. So that's just standing in the water, and we're rocking forwards and back with the weight. And then you're just feeling the water with your hands. I've done this one in the rain just out of curiosity, because it's alright actually, it's quite nice to do. So I was outside a lot, even though it was very cold, and at one point it was snowy, but you know, if you dress up, it was really nice. And because they're all so peaceful, all the wildlife goes really close to you, so they were like, you were doing your mighty Tai Chi walking up and down their lawn, and then the rabbits were practically hopping over your feet. I was like, oh, there's a rabbit, oh, it's doing its mindful walking as well, brilliant. And then there were these birds that were, at one point I got to where the bird table is, and then there were these birds were just like really close, like a foot away from where I was, like not bothered at all. And I'm like, brilliant, so I'm definitely going back. But this just very sense of peacefulness, and that you're just going with the water, if that helps. So it's you can play around with this by having a bit of a current. Okay, and then lifting water, so you just come up, and then the palms stay upright, so come a bit closer for the people, the viewers at home. And then you're like this, and you sink down, and then you come up, and it's like you're imagining the water running through your fingers. That's lovely. And then put one foot forward. So you've got a nice wide gap. You've got a shoulder width gap between the heels. The back toes point towards the corner. The front toes point towards the front. So your hips and shoulders are square onto the opposite wall. And then we're just gonna do this one. I'll show from the side view. Down like that, and then the weight shifts back. You draw the hands in and come up. So this is Qigong, what we're doing at the moment, and it's techniques I learned off of Eva. I'll stay facing the side so you can really see that weight shift. And you want to sink the hips and be upright as much as you can through the crown of the head. So it's like you've got a bit of string there that's been pulled up. So one thing I was noticing with the kelp exercise, she was getting us to go up through the crown of the head. So I will send her an email and ask her about the kelp exercise, because I thought it was kind of silly, but I could also see it was quite useful. Because it does work your balance, because your feet are closer together and it's harder to keep balance. So it was like, oh, okay. So I've been getting into my Zen kelp since I've come back, and I'll try that the other side. So we just take your time to place your feet. So you're intentionally noticing and deliberately putting your feet in those places, and just get the forward and back thing. So I'm aiming through the middle of the foot. I'm aiming my way through, and I'm sinking down. And just breathing. But yeah. So I haven't got to the end of the podcast about sleep, because they were talking about naps, and apparently naps are a double-edged sword. So I will let you know what I find out about that. But basically, if you want to get healthy and sleep properly, like genius.
Michael Mosley thing about sleep as well.
Oh, Michael Mosley did it about sleep. I'm not surprised, but do you know, it's amazing. Something as simple as sleeping is actually very complicated. All the things that it does. And then let's do this one. So you hold the ball, and then you transfer the weight. This hand comes down, and this hand comes up. So it sinks back. You turn towards this knee. And then it's like you're throwing a frisbee. Oh, mirror, that's it. And then this is called part of the wild horse's mane, and it's from the fall. So the leg that's in front, that's the hand that's in front. So if you're mirroring me, your right hand is in front, and your left hand is pushing down. You sink into the back foot, then you transfer the weight and sink into the front foot. I'll turn around and then see if that's easier. You just then you can't see what my arms are doing. That's the only problem. So I'll turn it. It's also called wild horse shakes its mane. Wild horse shakes its mane. Mom, that was so beautiful. Let's try that on the other side, and then we'll do a little bit of the stepping. So this is pushing down. So imagine you're patting a dog, and then that you're throwing a frisbee, but you're stopping here. So you're stopping. If you look, so Mike was talking about this last night in class. Hand, foot, elbow, knee, shoulder, hip. They're kind of lining up. That's it, yeah. And then you hold the ball. It's nice space, and we're lengthening because we're doing the kelp thing. And then and once more. That's beautiful. Right, okay, we'll do a little bit of chi cleansing. So just come up like this. And then down. So you're gathering like useful energy. And then when this one's a bit like you're moving anything you don't want through the ground and away. So you're gathering what you need. Breathing. and did with gyres, you're saying earth energy coming in through the feet. And then you're getting rid of what you don't need that way. So it's like you're pulling or you're drawing useful stuff in through the feet. And then we'll do Master Zedong's foot stamping just to get into the feet. So it's like that, very slow, gentle swaying sweep. So I'll show you from the side. So very slow. He does it much slower than this, actually. The guy from China. Draw the foot in, point the toes, and then you do your swing, and then we won't do, he does 300, he says if you practice at home, do 300. And it's like, I don't know what this is called, but I call it a serene strop. And he says it's good for the feet, it's good for the ankle joint, and also it's good to help remove anger. It's helped to process anger. It's like, instead of having a big strop, you just do it, next time you have a strop, do it like this. And then you'll feel great. And you just, it'll take a very long time because you're supposed to do 300 of these, and then your strop will disappear. But I just really love it. It's great. And it's like a I've just found out that they're doing a project house, the guys that live in the posh house, and they're not there between Wednesday and Friday morning, and they need me to go over and stay there every week to help feed the cat. How awful. So I did this in their garden, and I didn't do 300, I did about 50, but there was a vent under each. So if you're practicing it at home, do it in the garden because it's better under the feet, but you might need to move your spot around if you want to flatten your lawn. Right, there we go. Yeah, nice. Let's go back to that one. Okay, we'll do a little bit of... We're going to spend the next maybe 3 weeks, maybe more, looking specifically at the Tai Chi walking. We'll do the basic this week, and then we'll do the 4-part walking pattern and side step and backwards, and we'll be looking at walking because it's a good thing to do. So I will just demonstrate the walking, and then I'll turn the zoomies round. But we start in cat stance. So cat stance is very close. So you imagine a cat's paw, and then you go heel, toe, and then you transfer the weight. Now I've got my shoulder width gap between my heels. So I imagine I'm on tram lines. So I keep like this. So you've got your tram lines. Rather than on a tightrope, it's very hard to balance. So you imagine your mind's eye make tram lines that and also you want to look forward. So when you find a spot on the wall that you, or imagine a spot, or use an actual real spot, and then that will, if I show you from the diagonal view, so I'm looking forwards, and it's forward but also diffused out, so you're aware of your surroundings. So when I was doing the walking meditation is just like Tai Chi walking. You're aware of your environment. So it's good to practice this in like a garden or something like that, where there's lots of things happening that you can also notice, but you want to notice what's happening in your body. So we go heel, toe, then we transfer, then this peels off, and then you draw it in, and then you wait a bit and breathe, and then you step. So you want to just take your time. Let's go back a bit and I'll turn the zoomies. Right, we're going to turn round zoomies. There we go. Marvellous. We go for a little walk, and then we'll go like that. Well, I'll carry on a bit, because we're going to look, those of you that are staying for the extra bit where we look at the form, we've managed to do the first half, and that will do, because we're learning bits of the first half in this class. So those of you that are staying, we're going to be doing moves from the second half of the form as Qigong exercises. Get really used to them, and then we'll start sticking it in with the footwork. So it's probably going to take the best part of a year, if not two, but it'll be fine. So we go the cat stance, and we step heel toe, and we sink forwards, and then draw the foot in, just like this. And we're taking our time, and we're being very patient. So one of the things we were working on for the week was being patient, which I found found it very difficult. But it's worth doing, because I thought, well, actually that makes sense, because if I was more patient, I wouldn't get so upset about everything, because oh, it's alright, it will happen eventually, and then you just go, oh, and it just takes all the pressure off. I thought, genius. So there we go, and we're just going for a nice, I mean, once you've got it slow, you do play around with speeds. There's not one way of walking, so we'll just keep going. And notice what you feel on your feet. Notice what you feel. Marvellous, that's great. Okay, now we go toe, and we go backwards. Yeah, why not? So you reach back and out with the toes. So you're almost like feeling with the toes. Then you put the foot down, and we want to stay upright as well. And like you've got a low ceiling, so this merges your legs as well, actually, it's very good. But walking backwards is excellent for promoting balance. Brilliant. So we'll be working on this one maybe for a couple of weeks, and then we'll move on. How are we doing? That's not bad at all. Excellent. Right, let's because it's getting near tea time. I don't want to be late for tea, for those of you that like tea. Let's do this. That's nice. So yeah, not being in a hurry is a really useful trick that I learned while I was there, because there was a lot of waiting around for things, especially when it got to meal times. It was and then they were sort of saying us, when you're practicing your eating, you've got to do your mindful eating, so you're noticing the food, and it actually tasted better because I was taking longer to eat it rather than bolting it down and then right next thing. So it was very interesting. Except, well, I was mindfully eating the illegal cheese and biscuits. So, right. This is my and enjoying every moment of it. I'm thinking, well, I'm being mindful, and I'm looking after myself and nurturing myself. This is all good, and out of shot of anyone that might feel left out or whatever. So it's all good. Just do this one. So you breathe in, you come up like this. Breathe out, extend the fingers. Breathe in and breathe out. Letting go between the shoulder blades, letting go down the arm muscles. Just let the, nice. Show from the diagonal view so you can see what's going on. So you extend and then feel the palms and the hands opening, and you drop in and then let it go. And then we'll do embrace the tiger, return to the mountain. So letting go between the shoulder blades, letting go down the arm muscles, and then we go like this. Breathing in, 1, 2. Embrace the tiger, 3, 4. Return to the mountain. Okay, let's make ourselves really young now. So rub the hands together and polish the face. Underneath 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hands together, and then rub the hands together. And then with your bounce, give the lower back a rub. So we're doing it with the bounce. If you just go back to bouncing, you can actually do a little bit of a hop. So this is the hopping that Eva likes to do. You just hop, 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 hop. And it's quite a nice one to get light on the feet as well as being helped to ground. And you can. She's been playing around a lot with. She's in her late 70s now, and she's doing lots of hopping, lots of squatting, jumping, stretching, lots of things like that. Okay, and then let's do that again. Just breathing in, breathe out. That's good. Breathe in. We're nice and tall through the crown. That's it. So we're. Once more with feeling. Right, so yes, Happy New Year everybody, welcome back, and enjoy your tea break or carry on. We'll do a bit more practice standing on one leg. I'm just having some water. this comes in, and then you point your foot forward, and then you turn towards that leg. It's fun, isn't it? And we go, whoop. So let's do, oh yeah, we'll do the dragonfly. Dragonfly skimmed water. So, if we just like this, look forwards and back. And then let's try this one. It's kind of like a, well done, very nice. Yeah, we ought to have a display team, really. I mean, I've been talking about the display team since 2007. The Grey Herons, it's like the Red Arrows, but slower. And the Grey Herons. And we, you know, that's where we want the nice, you know, that you. How much? £100? Ooh. Well, no, but it's like the proper thing. And with the proper, you know, these things take. I mean, even £100, that's still less than the minimum wage. So making would be £100, but that would probably be less than the minimum wage, I should think. And then you'd have to pay for the silk on top. But in China, they hand make, because Master Chen, he's got this beautiful turquoise blue suit that kind of ripples as he moves around. Oh my God, it's amazing. So now what we do is try and do this, like that. You see? So it's the same. I'll show you from the top. Can you see it's the same movement, but because we turn the body, it's doing this, except actually if you just go like this, look. See, so the arms aren't really moving. The arms aren't really moving as such, they're kind of, yeah. So when you're doing dragonfly skims the water, that's the legs. And then you, so I've got my special shoes on, so you can see underneath the shoes, you see, because I've been buying these ones. I've actually got 3 pairs, so when these run out, I'll be able to open the other. Because then you can see the feet better, because a lot, even with the shoes that are very bright on top, if they don't have bright bits underneath, you can't really see the feet for the other people to watch. And then what we do is we just go like this. I'll show you from the side. Just get that. And the good thing about these dragonflies is that we've got special ones that will fly backwards in this. Because again, now the dragonfly flies backwards, and I've watched dragonflies. I spent about an hour watching dragonflies in kind of naturey place near Huntingdon. They did not fly backwards at all. That's just such a lie. They were amazing flying forwards, but this is just to practice the. There we go. So, this movement is to prepare for. I will just demonstrate. So we've got to the end of the first half of the form. We've done our wave hands like clouds, and then we've got into our single whip. I'll show you from the other side. I will mirror. So single whip, and then what happens is you sink back, palm up, bring the fist in, draw the foot in. I'll show you from the side, and then high pat on horse. So this is like a bird's beak, and you stand on one leg. And then, marvellous. So, draw back, draw in. So we did this one on Wednesday, last night. And if you can't stand on one leg, just do it like that. That's just as good. So this is the baby version, and then you can do the challenging version. There we are. And then that. And if you can't stand on one leg, just do this, it's fine, because we do it lots of times, then you will be able to stand on one leg eventually. So, let's go through here. So it goes 1, sit back, 2, draw in, 3, the top, and that's called block over left leg. And there's your left leg, you're blocking over it. Then you turn, bring the hands down, and cat stance. I will mirror. Then kick with right leg, so the leg comes up, you kick, you come back. Now go to that corner, step to that corner, have the palms up. I will go like this, palms up, palms down, make a fist. Grasp the tiger's ears. That's grasp the tiger's ears. Marvellous, look at that. And you can do grasp the tiger's ears. Just to finish off, I'll do grasp the tiger's ears as a little health exercise. So you draw in, and then you step down, that's it, and come back, and you can do it as a little health exercise, grasp the tiger's ears both sides. So it's a tiger, that's a kitten, that's a cat, that's a tiger, so that's it. And the fists aren't like that, and they're not like that, they're halfway. There's a diagonal, sorry, they're not like that, they're halfway, and they're round. Well done. Right, Zoomies won. Well done, Amy, good job, babe. And she's got it. Are we drawing? And then we grasp the tiger's ears. Grasp the tiger's ears. And then we're looking with them. So it's a tiger. So have a big gap between your fists. That's much nicer, everybody. Right. Oh, it's nearly tea time. So from kelp to tigers. There we are. The kelp. Let's see how our inner kelp's doing. Let's go back to the kelp exercise, because I'm still trying to. Very fast kelp, very slow kelp. Yes. Yeah, I quite like it. I mean, I don't know. I've only really been doing it a week, so I'll have to write to Jaya and can you explain this whole kelp business? Oh, marvellous. Okay. Triple heater. Breathe in. Breathe out. So you don't have to go onto your tippy toes if you don't want to. But this is a good way, it's another little sneaky ankle strengthener. So we get all in the Zen zone, don't we, for this, and then have to rush about for the keep fit afterwards, but never mind. 1, 2. Nice and slow, we'll just do one of these. Brilliant, well done everyone, that was fab. Let's go and get a nice cup of tea. And then we'll do more chickens. Well done Amy, that was great. And see you in the next class. I'll send you that stuff that podcast. It's on YouTube and it's like hours and hours long, but it's really good. It's about the importance of sleeping, because I know the theory, I still can't really do it. I'm having to kind of have a nap in the day to try and make up for the lack, but it's a very useful podcast. But anyway, all right, well done, take care, bye.